Hello, I'm Renata Bliss, your freestyle dance instructor. Doof 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 doof. Yeah, good old Renata Bliss. What a OG of the internet. Apparently the story behind that was like she was trying to like go undercover at like some type of expo or something, and she needed to pretend to be like an expert in something, so she said she was a freestyle dance instructor, and she came up with like the alter ego of Renata Bliss. That's so funny. Okay, well, I don't know if anyone's here because I'm streaming early, but it's raining. I was going to say it's Sunday. It's not Sunday, it's Tuesday. I don't know what day it feels like, actually. It feels like it's time for a nap, honestly. Yeah. Talking to myself. Times. Alright. I'm going to do New York Times games. Yay. Spelling bee for you and me. Da, 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 da. We have the letter R, the letter T, the letter A, the letter O, the letter C, the letter H, the letter U. We can have church. We can have torch. How do you spell it? No, it doesn't have a U in it. Tour. Torture. Torture. No E. Hello, Hyperbovian. I maybe shouldn't have started the stream early. Nobody's here. Old memes are doing the rounds at the moment. Yeah, I like old memes. Horcrux. I just wanted to say the word whore. No. Hutch. How am I? I'm tired. I'm very, very tired. And, yeah, it's like very like sleepy weather in Melbourne. So I thought I would start the stream early because I figure if I'm really tired, everyone else might be really tired and might want to go to bed early. So we'll see how we go. Touch. Oh, it's finished. All right. Boy, see you next time. A mini crossword. Why won't you let me click on it? Workplace for scientists. Lab. A laboratory. Grub. Food? Grub is food. Maliciously revealed one's private identity information. Doxed. Spanish bot. What? Gasoline type abbreviation. Gas? TV screen option for short. Oh, that's probably LCD. So that probably is something else. All right, that's okay. Hop, skip, and a jump. A hop. A hop, a skip, and a jump. Yeah, I think so. Someone who's also, someone who's always taking jabs at you. Maybe number 4 is chow. Yeah, I think they call food chow. I feel like I've heard Americans say that. Why is it highlighting everything? No, stop. A boxer? Yeah, they're always taking jabs at you, I guess. Then that's not gas for that. Spanish butt. Spanish butt what? Gasoline type abbreviation. Gasoline type. Do they? I think they call. Sometimes they call petrol gasoline, don't they? Don't they call petrol gasoline and say they're putting gas in their cars? But I thought they were putting like liquid petroleum gas in their car. But it's not even that. Apparently, it's just like petroleum. I don't know. I don't understand. What do you have? Leaded, unleaded? I don't know. I don't know what they have in America. Used to be. Were. Okay, well, sure. As in, those were the days. No, I get why it is, but it's just stupid. I just think it's stupid. I just think it's dumb. Spanish butt. Spanish butt what? What is 7 down? Something days. Time of summer suggested by the answers to the starred clues. Lab chow boxer. Something days. It's got to be dog days, maybe. I've heard that expression before, I feel like. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard it. Yeah. That made the most sense to me. Labrador. And Lauren said the machine, she has that song, The Dog Days Are Over. Hello, Alexandra. Oh, someone's calling me sweetie. I thought it was The Dog Days Are Over. Isn't the song called The Dog Days Are Over? Isn't it in the title? I thought it was. Maybe I need to get my hearing tested. I mean, I could be wrong. I could be totally misremembering that. You only know Florence in passing. You don't have a girlfriend that listens to her. Bowling ball. Okay. Oh, so I should explain how to play the game. So there's 16 words, there's 4 categories, and it's 4 words per category. And we don't know what the categories were. So it's essentially grouping words together that might form a category. So yeah, just guessing what the 4 categories might be from grouping words together. Am I real? Yeah, unfortunately for me, I am very real. I have to wake up in the morning and I don't like that. So yes, I am a real person. What is going on with this thing today? I think New York Times like puzzle writers might have had an aneurysm or some type of like stroke. I think we should check in on them. We have bowling ball, city hall, decade, highway, bowling green, swimming pool, fingers, Wall Street, bowling alley, bowling pins, Brooklyn Bridge, Colander? Oh, colander, like a sip, like, you know, like you chuck your pasta or something in a colander. I was like, what the heck is that word? I've never seen it before. That was, why am I so serious? I'm just joking. I'm just joking, Alexandria. That's a joke. That's a sarcastic joke. Supermarket, sponge, commandments, and golf course. Well, I guess we got bowling alley, bowling green, bowling alley, swimming pool, and golf course are all places where you could play sport. Nope. Wrong. You're from New Zealand? Oh, I love New Zealand. I'm from Australia. So just across the sea from you. Why is Australia a Zionist country? It's not. It's not a Zionist country. We have a very, 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 very small Jewish population. So I'm Australian and I've never ever supported the state of Israel. So don't know where you got that from, mate, but yeah. We are not, and we are recognizing the state of Palestine at the next UN meeting. So you're bad, but our government are pro-Zionist. Well, we are moving forward on. So the Australian government announced in the last few days that we're going to recognize Palestine. So, although the Australian government currently does support a two-state solution, so I guess you could make the claim that the Australian government is Zionist in that respect, but yeah, I don't know. Geopolitics are maybe they got Epsteined. Everybody got Epsteined, Red Goblin. Everybody has been Epsteined, I believe, at this stage. Am I a fairy? I've been told I look like a fairy before. I have been told that I look like a fairy because I'm very small. So people say that I look like a fairy. This one's actually really stumping me, guys. I have no idea. Brooklyn Bridge. Okay, maybe let's look at New York landmarks or something. Brooklyn Bridge, City Hall, Wall Street. What else is famous in New York City? No, it's probably not that. I don't know. Golf course. What's the agenda today? We're going to play these games and then we're going to watch some YouTube videos and then we're probably going to play Uma Musume, or we might play some other games. We'll see how we feel. I usually stream at 9, so a lot of the people that usually watch my stream aren't in yet. I wanted to start a bit early because it's raining, and yeah, I probably wanted to go to bed a little bit earlier than usual. What time is it in New Zealand? Are you on the North or South Island? Yeah, it might be weather related. It is really horrible weather. Is it really cold in New Zealand? It's 10:30. Okay, so you guys are 2 hours ahead of us then, because it's 8:34 on the east coast of Australia. It's kind of a normal weather. Are you on the North or South Island? You're in Auckland. Oh, I like Auckland. Auckland's nice. Auckland reminds me a little bit of Sydney, actually. It's got a nice harbour. I like it. I can't work this out. I'm looking at it and it's really 10 commandments, 10 bowling pins. That is a good start. There is 10 commandments. There's 10 fingers. There's 10 commandments, 10 fingers, 10... What did we say? Bowling pin. What else? 10 bowling greens, 10 bowling ball, 10 city hall, 10 highway, 10... a decade is 10 years, right? A decade is 10 years. Yeah. Oh, Hyperbovian wrote that. I didn't even look. All right. You have a lot of friends in Australia? Yeah, I have a lot of friends from New Zealand, but they live in Australia. They moved from New Zealand to Australia. I think like for work and stuff. All right, well, we got one. City Hall. Rhymes? Do elaborate, please, Hyperbovian. What is your thinking? City Hall and bowling ball, they do rhyme. They do rhyme. Hyperbovian, do you mind looking at Kick for a second for me? Highway, supermarket, sponge, bowling alley, swimming pool, Wall Street, golf course. Hello, Omar. Nice to see you. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, this has really got me stumped. I have no idea. Golf course, sponge, colander all have holes. They do. They do. That is good. Yeah, we can find a fourth. We can find a fourth. I think that works. Colander, sponge. golf course. Swimming. Bowling ball has holes in it, right? Bowling ball has holes, I think, to put your fingies in. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Hey, Dango, good to see you. Oh, everybody's slowly shuffling in. That's good. Just having some tea. Oh. So it's one bowling thing in each connection. That does seem to be a theme, because there's another 2 bowling things left. So what is Bowling Green? Because I have a New York theme, but I just can't get a fourth thing. So there's the Brooklyn Bridge, there's Wall Street, and there's City Hall that are all famous landmarks in New York. But is there a famous bowling green in New York? Do we know that? Because I don't know. It's alley, supermarket, swimming pool, and highway. They have lanes. They do have lanes. That is a very good observation. Hello, Crystal. Good to see you again. Supermarket. Bowling alley. What were the other ones? Swimming pool and highway all have lanes. Places with lanes. City Hall, Wall Street, Brooklyn Bridge, Bowling Green. This is what my guess was going to be, but I didn't know if there was a bowling green in Oh, model style change? Yeah, I do change my outfits sometimes, Crystal. I've got, you know, I'm a girl. I like to have some outfit changes. Landmarks in downtown New York City. That was my first guess. I just didn't know. Bowling Green is a music bar in Melbourne too. Huh. See, whenever I'm out in Melbourne, whenever I have been out in Melbourne, I was like a heavy drinker when I first moved to Melbourne, so I don't really remember going out. And my friend from Sydney came and lived with me for a year, and yeah, we just used to be really drunk a lot. So I don't remember like what any of the bars and stuff in Melbourne are called. So. Per Google, Bowling Green is New York City's oldest public park, located in Lower Manhattan's financial district. Oh, it sounds nice. I bet it's nice if it's old. It's probably nice. Old parks are really nice. I like old fountains and statues and all that jazz. Quite nice. I've got a really old like park/gardens near my house. It's really nice to have it close. It's also one like having a little wedding there the other day. It was super cute. I think it was like a, you know, homemade wedding where they just got like some fairy lights and, you know, they just had their friends and they were just sort of like having a barbecue after the ceremony. It was really sweet. It looked really nice. Oh, pardon me. The only thing you can think of is Central Park. Well, yes, Central Park is massive. I think that's why it's famous. Oh, the coalition vowed to undo Palestinian recognition. What is heart health check for? Oh, Crystal, I have lupus, and I have myocarditis, which is caused by my lupus, and I have a really bad tachycardia as well. So I have to take medication to slow my heart rate down sometimes. Like sometimes if I sound out of breath, it's because my heart is beating too fast, and so that means I have to go and take a tablet to, you know, so my heart slows down and I can breathe properly. So that's why we have a heart check. It's because my heart isn't very healthy. So We like to do that. We like to check in and make sure the ticker is ticking correctly. Wow. Alright, let's watch this video from the ABC. Coalition would undo Palestinian recognition if elected. How can they... Okay, well, it's very petty.
The Australian government, following in the footsteps of some of its allies, such as France, the United Kingdom and Canada, that they will recognise Palestine as a state. This is going to happen at the United Nations General Assembly in New York just next month. Now, the government has declared that this decision that Australia has made will, build the momentum of...
Hello, Starry Hazel. I like your name. That's really pretty.
The number of countries that are saying that Palestine must be recognised, and the Prime Minister's argued that the status quo of what's occurring at the moment isn't working, so something had to change. But the coalition doesn't agree with this decision. Shadow Cabinet met today to discuss its position, and a statement was released shortly after that from the Shadow Foreign Affairs Minister Michaelia Cash, as well as the opposition leader Susan Lee, saying if the coalition was to form government, it would revoke this decision. Let's take a listen to Susan Lee, who spoke just a short time ago.
We would never have made this decision.
Yeah, you also changed the way that your name was spelt so you could get numerology powers. Susan. Alright, I don't really think you're the arbiter of making level-headed, rational decisions, love. I mean, look at that haircut. I know that you make at least $250K a year. Even if you went to Just Cuts, you could get a better haircut than that. No, I'm not trying to tell you what to do with your life, but, come on, love. Come on. Sort it out. I will take you shopping, we'll get a hair treatment. I'll help you out with the eyelash situation. It's just, it's a whole thing. We can do it though.
To get ahead of a proper peace process is against the interests of the Palestinian people, who deserve a strong, committed, dedicated leadership that cares about their welfare and cares about their future. It makes no sense to recognise a Palestinian state when you have terrorists on the border of Israel who want to see Israel destroyed.
Steffi,
and where are they? Where are they when they're over this border? What state are they in? What state are they in? Where's Gaza? Where's Gaza? Where is it? Is it Palestine? How do Palestinian people exist if there's no state called Palestine? It's well, say that you don't officially recognize it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. I mean, I like to do that with, my bills. Oh, well, the debt collectors don't care if I don't want to recognize that I owe Energy Australia $500, right? They don't care. It's all right, Susan, with 2 S's. Life is hard like that. Life is incredibly hard. All those people are just saying what they say to make money. Otherwise, why would they care? Well, yeah, most people are only motivated by money, unfortunately, Crystal.
Heard from the Prime Minister earlier today. He has strengthened his criticism of Israel's leader, Benjamin Netanyahu.
That's right, Ros. He was asked earlier today, was the actions of the Israeli government part of the decision-making behind what Australia has announced? And his answer was all but yes. Anthony Albanese accusing Benjamin Netanyahu about being in denial about the actions of Israel of this ongoing war in Gaza. Reaction since the Prime Minister made this announcement as well. We heard from Israel's president in a statement. He said that the decision is a grave and dangerous mistake. But Mr Albanese earlier today standing by the decision and listing some of the reasons as to why it was made.
Firstly, the stopping of aid that we've seen, and then the loss of life that we're seeing around those aid distribution points where people queuing for food and water losing their lives. It is just completely unacceptable. and we have said that. I spoke with Prime Minister Netanyahu. He again reiterated to me what he has said publicly as well, which is to be in denial about the
Well, he's not in denial. He's just lying straight to your face because he's been able to do it for the last, like, good part of a quarter of a century. So, like, why should he stop now, right? If he's always been able to manipulate the West into doing exactly what he wants by just looking them dead in the eye. You know, Iraq's got weapons of mass destruction. You guys better go in there. You know, he's been the little puppet master for quite some time. And it's only now, you know, that we've all got smartphones and that the people in Gaza are able to, you know, film and upload their genocide in real time that, you know, the citizens of countries are seeing this. And most people aren't psychopaths. Most people see innocent children suffering and go, yeah, that's effed up. I don't want to be a party to that. It's really not that hard. And then you see politicians having to capitulate to their constituents' will, right? Like it's not really rocket science. But yeah, in further to your point, Hyperbovian, I think this is going to be the first time that we'll see 3 successive labor terms in a row. You know, since Hawke Keating. So yeah, a really long time ago. Because then there was, after Keating got ousted, there was how many terms of Howard? Like, ugh, yuck. Such a blight.
Consequences that are occurring for innocent people. I mean, we have no truck with Hamas. Hamas needs to be disarmed, needs to be gotten rid of.
Well, I mean, I don't think you really get to dictate those terms. The most important thing is that we stop people dying. We put Israel in a box and tell them to keep their hands to themselves. I mean, I still strongly believe that there needs to be military intervention by the West to distribute aid to Gaza and to remove the IDF from the Gaza Strip and the West Bank and say this is a sovereign state and you can't just do whatever you want. Like that's because Israel are never going to stop. They're never going to stop. They're so used to being able, since their inception, they've been able to do whatever they want. And yeah, I just don't see them. I just don't see them stopping. BB says he wants to hand Gaza to the Arab states. Yeah, like it's his to give away. Like, imagine having your head so far up your own, like, ass. Imagine. Well,
rewarding terrorists.
Well, didn't mean to click on that. Oh, we might as well watch this anyway.
Rewarding terrorists. That's how opposition leader Susan Lee has described the PM's push to recognise a Palestinian.
I thought her name was Susan Lay. I've heard heaps of people say that. I don't know, Lee, Lay, poo-poo, shit face, fashion victim, whatever.
Its leadership. The government's decision is under major scrutiny tonight, with the coalition vowing to reverse it if elected in 3 years' time.
In a hard hat, the hard sell of Australia's position on Palestine.
Yeah, I know, Omar. It's really awful. It is really awful that yeah, look, like if you want to compare who's killed more people, it's probably the Israeli state, right? But Hamas are the ones that are evil. Like, I don't know, maybe killing people is just wrong, point blank. But yeah, the Israeli state has just gotten away with so much for so long that they really think at this stage that they can just continue to act and do whatever they want with impunity. And like, I don't see it ever stopping unless the West does take, you know, military action against them. And I say that's someone that's staunchly a pacifist and anti-interventionalist, but like, if people are being genocided, then obviously that's, you know, that's the exception. That's the exception to using militaristic force.
The international community is saying enough is enough. We need to move forward.
This is a serious.
Hello, Lux T. I like your name. That is a nice name. Oh, we'll go back to see what this bloke is saying.
This is a serious and dangerous mistake, Israel's president said, that will not help. Australia, its allies, and the Arab League insist Hamas can have no role.
You're not our dad, Israel. You can't tell us what to do. Shut up. Obviously, did you see how many hundreds of thousands of people marched across the Sydney Harbour Bridge? Obviously, Australians don't support your country. They marched for, you know, the freedom of the Palestinian people from your oppressive, violent regime. And do you know what politicians are supposed to do? They're supposed to represent the wants and desires of their constituents. So if that many people are marching in the middle of winter when it's pissing down rain on the Harbour Bridge where it's windy as heck, I can tell you, I'm a Sydney girl. It is super windy on the Harbour Bridge in winter because I have walked from one side to the other because, I don't know, I was drunk and I thought it would be fun to go to Luna Park. It was closed, but, you know, that's another story. I'm not the brightest candle, you know, on the candelabra, you know, one could say. But, you know, if we all make mistakes. But my point is, I know how windy it is on the Harbour Bridge in the middle of winter. So, you know, if that many people are marching under those weather conditions, it's obviously something that, you know, a decent proportion of the Australian people feel strongly about. And so, as Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese should then, you know, echo, you know, the wants of his constituents. And, you know, also to mention that Anthony Albanese's Grandlia, his seat is an inner city suburb where some of these protesters, you know, would have travelled from. So, and obviously a lot of the Western Sydney seats are also Labor seats as well, where, you know, I would say the bulk of the people.
The Palestinian Action Group here insist it's not our call.
How plausible is that?
I don't think it's very plausible, but the key issue here is that Western states can't be determining who is in governance in Palestine.
Of course there is something we can do. We can stop them standing, let alone be elected.
I think we run the very real risk of repeating the mistakes of Iraq and Afghanistan.
To recognise unilaterally a Palestinian state does one thing for the terrorists. It rewards them and it emboldens them.
The coalition.
Her foundation doesn't match her skin color at all. She looks like an Oompa Loompa. No, I think maybe she's got a really fair complexion. Maybe she needs to get like a Korean, like Korean foundations are really good if like, you know, if you have, because they make warm and cool tone and neutral tone foundations. Because she looks orange. She looks orange, guys. It's not a look. Oh, hey, Ricochet. Good to see you. Your phone didn't notify you. Your phone is in a conspiracy against us, Ricochet. Apple or Samsung or whatever your phone is, they're conspiring to take my viewers away from me. We're through the looking glass.
Vowing to undo the decision.
For this government to take this action offends every fair-thinking, decent Australian.
Sentiment shared by her predecessor.
Oh, did you see those liver spots on Tony Abbott's face? Oof, 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 oof.
The only winner is Hamas, said Scott Morrison in a statement.
I know, clearly the winners will be, I don't know, the Palestinian people who probably don't want to be murdered in cold blood. I would say they would. Wait, why is she green? Does she look green to you? She looks really orange to me. She looks like she has like liver problems. Like, you know, when you have like something wrong with your liver and you produce like a lot of bilirubins and it's like jaundice and it turns yellow. Oh, the back of her neck. I didn't see it. I didn't see the back of her neck, but maybe she's a lizard person. Oh, let's take lots of photos of, let's take lots of screenshots of Susan Leigh's neck and start the hashtag Susan Leigh is a lizard person. That's what I want to do. Yeah, I'm going to go back and see her neck. That is a good idea. I want to see it. The back of, where do we, oh, the back of her neck here. Like when she's sitting down.
The coalition vowing to undo the decision.
For this government to take this action offends every fair...
Oh, here, under here. I see what you mean. She does look green under there. Sorry, I thought you said the back of her neck. It must just be me imagining the word back. But yeah, I can see what you mean. Like under her chin here and here. Yeah, no, I can see that now. I can see that. Yeah, either she's into like some kinky stuff in the bedroom and like likes getting choked, or what? Like, why is she green there? Is it a bruise? Is she a lizard person? You think that's the sunscreen? She doesn't look like she's an avid user of sunscreen, Hyperbovian. She doesn't look like she uses sunscreen. Just gonna say, I don't know how old she is, but I think this is premature aging. Her skin is not fully transformed into a lizard skin yet.
Decent Australian.
Sentiment shared by her predecessors. The only winner is Hamas, said Scott Morrison in a statement. I know this is not their intention, but it is the result. The caravan of appeasement is not one we should...
This is our Prime Minister. Do you remember the really bad bushfires when most of Australia's habited regions were literally on fire? This guy was on holiday in Hawaii. He wasn't even in Australia and he didn't even come back. And he goes, oh, I don't hold a hose, mate. And it's like, well, yeah, obviously you're a useless idiot that's never had a real job. We wouldn't expect you to hold a hose. But what we would expect you to do is come back and coordinate the federal response to the fires, which is your job because you're freaking literally the Prime Minister. He's such a piece of shit. And he's also like one of those like fake Christians that's like a prosperity church. Like, I don't know if it's Hillsong, but it's like Hillsong. Good old Scott shat himself at Engadine Macca's. That is the best story ever. I've only ever been through the drive-thru at Engadine Macca's on my way to Cronulla, I think. I was going to Cronulla Beach one time. But that was a long time ago.
Join. On Twitter, Tony Abbott said recognition of Palestine should be a reward for good behaviour, not bad.
Having now made the announcement...
Oh, we know that you're all being murdered in cold blood now and that your people are being erased from the face of the earth. But could you guys try and engage in just, you know, be a little bit more well-behaved, and then maybe we will recognize your state. Like, are these people insane? And Tony Abbott's supposed to be a devout Catholic, so he's supposed to be pro-life. He's supposed to believe in the sanctity of human life. So why is he okay with all these Palestinians being murdered in cold blood? Because I'm Catholic, and I find it very disturbing.
Australia is relying on the Arab League in particular to help force Hamas from power in Gaza.
Oh, look, there are people who want to think that it's like a football game between, you know, South and the Broncos, and you got to back in your team and you got to back them in. What we need is a win-win.
In an area that's seen so many losses. Charles Croucher, 9 News.
We like a footy analogy. Even if he is a South supporter, at least he's not a Broncos supporter. And at least it's a New South Wales team. And, you know, that's really the takeaway. Because fuck Queensland. No, just kidding. But also, fuck Queensland. I'm just kidding, Queensland. You're all right. You're probably all right. I don't know. I've never been to Queensland, but you're probably all right. Except at State of Origin. Then you're not. Then you're my enemy, and you must die. Do. What should we watch next? Oh look, I'm in my own feed. How amazing. Should we watch A Current Affair? I haven't watched that in a minute. Usually there are, you know, tracking down sex pests and love rats and the like, but now they're doing a serious piece. Maybe we should watch it.
Well, it's the recognition that's divided the world for years. And today Australia joined a chorus of countries calling for the recognition of a Palestinian state. The Prime Minister's decision putting us at odds with world superpower, the United States.
A two-state solution is humanity's best hope to break the cycle of violence in the Middle East and to bring an end to the conflict, suffering and starvation in Gaza.
Political scientist and honorary professor at the University of Sydney, Simon Jackman, joins me. Simon, appreciate your time. Why has our...
You're from Dagestan? Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Who's the UFC fighter that's from Dagestan? I can't think of his name. It's on the tip of my... Is it Khabib? Is Khabib from Dagestan? I think he is. Sorry if that's wrong.
Prime Minister decided to do this, and why now?
I think it had been in the works for quite some time, but I think the decisions by the United Kingdom, France, Canada in particular, really gave the government no other choice now. Now is the time to do this. There's a ton of head cover from other members of the Western Alliance system. And also looking at that march we had 2 weeks ago. It was a terrible day in Sydney, yet 90,000 people march on the bridge, a measure, I think, of how...
People that, like, have the technology to head count aerially, they said that there was over 300,000 people there. Because even, like... This used to be like, you know, like DARPA technology like 50 years ago to have like drones that could head count. But now just lay people have them, and it's really, really easy to count how many, because there were so many drone shots. They could count how many people were there, and there were like at least 300,000 people there. Oh, nice to meet you too, Omar. Nice to meet you. What time is it in Dagestan?
Deeply this is resonating inside Australian domestic politics and in parts of the Labor Party in particular.
Some are saying it's tokenistic, others that it's rewarding terrorism. Is it either of those things?
I don't think it's the latter for a start. I think it is a measure of tokenism. Australia is a long way from the Middle East. It is an announcement about what might happen at some date in the future. There's unstated conditions attached to it. But nonetheless, Australia adding its voice to this chorus of major Western powers now that are isolating both the Netanyahu government and, importantly, the Trump administration. So I think it's an important step.
Do you think someone like President Trump, being the last guy standing, is that going to sway him?
It might, but I think what is swaying Donald Trump is television. The images coming out of Gaza, just as it's galvanised
poor
public
babies.
in Australia, I think is also having an impact on an avid consumer of television, one Donald Trump. And I think he is starting to realise perhaps he's lent a little too far forward on this one. He's the key player in all this, to be honest, in terms of changing facts on the ground and on what timeline.
Well, that's it. I mean, unless the US supports it, nothing happens. And what does this also mean for our relationship?
Hyperbovian says he thinks it's important the Five Eyes is unified on this. Yeah, and it seems like all the Five Eye nations have come out and explicitly stated that at the next UN General Assembly that they have every intention of recognizing a Palestinian state. But that's obviously just the first step. There needs to be physical on the ground intervention in in Gaza. So yeah, that's what we need to do.
With the US, it's kind of on a bit of shaky ground. Does Australia's decision today impact that at all?
I don't think so.
Do I think that Trump is in the Epstein files? I do think he's in the Epstein files because they knew each other. Whether or not he's, you know, there's something untoward about him in there is another thing, right? Yeah, we won't know if he did anything. But the thing is, if he had nothing to hide, if it was just like, oh, he went to a few parties that Epstein was at because they're both New York billionaires, then people would be like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense, you know. But the fact that he's like so dead set on not having them released makes me think that maybe he might have partaken. I don't know, I can't speak English. He might have participated in you know, some nefarious activities, shall we say. Yeah, I think it did Dagestan, did it used to be a part of it's a former Russian republic, or is that wrong? Did it used to be part of the USSR? I think so. He has a lot of stories about the pageant girls. Yeah, I think that was where the grab them by the kitty cat came from. It's looking like Trump was a partner to Epstein. Well, it is incredibly suspicious that you know, the majority of his voter base wants the files released, and he's so apprehensive to do it because he obviously is somebody with a massive ego who cares about how he's perceived by the public. So it is a bit strange, you know, if he didn't do anything, if he's not implicated in anything like nefarious, then why wouldn't he just release it all unredacted? Well, besides the victims' names. Obviously, no one has an issue with redacting the victims' names. But the perpetrators, no, we want to know those names. The Epstein files is a weird situation in your opinion because it could genuinely be either way. Well, yeah, but the thing is we can't ascertain that until we know, like, until we read it. But I feel like if you had nothing to hide, right, you would just release the whole thing. And obviously take the precautions to, you know, protect the victims of crime, like the women and children that were actually, you know, hurt. But yeah, everybody else that's like peripheral to that, like, I don't see why they need to have their identities protected.
I think this has been very carefully workshopped. Again, Australia did not front run this. We are coming in behind other big partners of the United States, Britain in particular, with whom Trump and Keir Starmer seem to have a workable relationship. This seems to be surviving that. I expect this will as well, Australia being part of this chorus. Now, I don't think that's going to draw any undue attention or ire from the Trump administration.
So a condition of recognition is that Hamas has no role in any future government. We've seen what they do to those who dissent. What is the likelihood of them being kicked out, and where will they go?
They are being taken apart as an operational entity, and that is something that the Israeli military action is in fact doing. But the sentiment that gives rise to a formation like Hamas, does that retreat back into, frankly, what's left of Palestinian civil society? And if and when we have elections for a Palestinian government, where does that sentiment go? Because this has happened in the past where free and fair elections have led to quite militant voices finding their way into legitimate positions of authority in some form.
But that's what self-determination is. If the people of Palestine determined that's the type of governance that they wanted, like maybe they look at our governance and they think that, like, that's unsavory, you know? Like, it's different cultures, different religions, different values. Like, why is it our place to say that, you know, ours is the right way to do stuff? I don't know. Like, it's not our place to say. It's the Palestinian people's place to stay. And if they want Hamas to be involved in the governance of the country, surely that's for them to determine. And look, like, you can hold them accountable to international law if you want. I mean, you're not holding Bibi Netanyahu so accountable, so that would make you a hypocrite. But you know, the West likes to do that a lot when it comes to the Middle East. So, you know, here we are. Here we are.
Of a Palestinian government.
I mean, just looking at the state of Gaza right now, it is gutted, people are starving. It is hard to imagine how they'll become a functioning state, let alone hold an election.
While this is a very welcome statement from Canberra today, statements in Canberra aren't making, tonight at least, people less hungry or more secure in Gaza. And I think what is it the world system can do to change those circumstances? Elections and the form of a Palestinian regime going forward are a long way down the track.
G'day, Catzilla. Good to see you.
From here.
Is there anything in today's announcement that makes Israel more vulnerable?
Absolutely. This puts ever more pressure on Israel. Australia, a quote middle power, but joining the Western Alliance and a set of countries that on most days of the week are rock solid.
Catzilla's giving me double views on YouTube and on Twitch. Yay! If only I was monetized.
The United States on most questions coming before the United Nations, showing that it is willing to break company with the United States on this issue. I think that's enormously significant.
What about the impact here at home? For almost 2 years, we've seen just how ugly things can get, even though the conflict is half a world away.
I'd be astonished if today's announcement led to unrest here. The writing's been on the wall for this one. It was just a question of when, not if, Australia would join international partners in recognising a Palestinian state. So I don't think this is landing as a huge surprise, although nonetheless disappointing to members of the Jewish community.
So a two-state solution, when you have Israelis and Palestinians living peacefully side by side, after everything we have seen happen, do you honestly...
You know what's interesting? As a Catholic, I don't care about what the Italian government does. I don't even really care what, you know, what's going on in the Vatican, to be perfectly honest. But the Jewish Australians seem to be very, 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 like, hyper concerned with what's happening in Palestine. It's got nothing to do with you. If you're Australian, why does it matter? Why does it matter to you? I mean, obviously, like, you know, I care who the Pope is and I care what the Pope is saying. But yeah, in terms of, like, caring about that, it's like almost like their Zayos. Well, yeah, that's what I was getting at. Havasard. Hello.
I think it's possible.
I think a two-state solution is a precursor, a necessary precursor. It is not in and of itself sufficient to end the cycle of violence, but I do accept that without an embrace of a two-state solution, we will never break the cycle of violence. So a necessary condition, perhaps not sufficient to bring about something that has eluded the Middle East for a very, very long time.
Appreciate it, Simon. Thank you.
Thank you, Ali.
Marwan Bishara is Al Jazeera's senior...
What is this? Netanyahu's mafiosi style, a smug and a wink before killing our colleagues. Should we watch that? Okie dokie. Just looking for the next video to watch. I didn't really do any prep today because I just sort of hopped on and started streaming because it's cold and rainy, and I was like, well, if I stream early, I'll go to bed early, and you know, that'll be nice. These are the Al Jazeera journalists that Israel admitted to killing in action this week. Oh, that is something worth watching then. That is something worth watching. We'll go back and we'll watch that. Thank you for telling me, Hyperbovian.
Analyst. He joins us now from Paris. Sadly, Marwan, you and I have spoken before about the killings of journalists in Gaza, but this time, is it different? It's unashamed. It's admitted to. by the Israeli authorities, even boasted about. Is the world in shock?
Yeah, well, Al Jazeera is Qatari, right? I believe it's Qatari owned media organization, and we know what Israel thinks of Arabs. So, you know, and not only that, obviously, they're always somebody that's Al Jazeera has been since its inception somebody that's been highly critical of the state of Israel as well. So, but I mean, like they. Since the 7th of October, Israel has been killing, like, you know, even, you know, people from the United Kingdom, people from Sweden, you know, aid workers, doctors, things like that. So, like, they kind of don't, like, there's not a line that they won't cross. Killing journalists is probably, like, really easy for them at this point. Not only in Gaza, but in the West Bank. Yeah, well, if they're Palestinians to an Israeli, right? You heard they wrote notes before going, believing they would die. Well, I think when you go into an active war zone, there's always that chance, right? It's incredibly scary thing to do. One of the prominent ones is a Palestinian Christian woman. There were Palestinian volunteers, you think? Outsiders have struggled to get into Gaza. Yeah, it is pretty hard to get in, although I think it was easier at the beginning of the conflict. I think it was a lot easier at the beginning of the conflict. But yeah, people forget like that there's Christians in Gaza. Like one of the oldest Christian communities in the world is in Gaza. Like they might be, they're probably flattened now, but there were some really, really old Christian churches in Palestine, in Gaza, rather. But yeah, I doubt they're there anymore.
Doc?
No, you're absolutely right. Because for 22 months we've seen the criminality. We've talked about the Fourth Geneva Convention. We know what slaughter, murder, industrial scale murder looks like. We know all about. We reported the war in hospitals and children's and schools. So this is not yet, another addition to a long list of criminality. I think there's something specific about this, and that's why we're covering it the way we're covering it. We at Al Jazeera, we don't want to be the story, but we are forced to be the story.
Yeah, Bethlehem is the place of Jesus Christ's birth and the Church of the Nativity. I really, really would like to go here one day. Yeah, Church of the Nativity is a World Heritage Site and was the first to be listed by UNESCO under Palestine. So this is the first World Heritage listing that's listed as belonging to Palestine. And this is supposed to be built on top of the manger, like where Jesus Christ was born. So yeah, it's a very sacred place, I guess. It's located in Bethlehem, the West Bank, Palestine. But yeah, I would like to go there one day. That would be really, really nice, I think.
Story because of the criminality of the Israeli government, whose prime minister yesterday addressing two sets of journalists, foreign journalists and Israeli journalists, assuring the foreign journalists that he would try his best to guarantee their safety, and then turns around a few hours later after he was smug right after he said that he's going to be guaranteeing their safety. He was smug and then ordered the killing of a number of journalists. Now,
yeah, it's called being a cold-blooded, you can't convince me that that's not some type of psychopathy. Like that guy is pathological because you have no humanity. You have no humanity where you can just talk about mass death, talk about this, talk about that, and just not have it affect you. And just not have it, you know, weigh on your soul. He seems perfectly jolly. He thinks it's funny. He does. He derives joy from it. He's a sick man. Absolutely disgusting human being. Absolutely disgusting behavior.
Everyone knows where Anas Sharif was every minute of the day. He was reporting 24/7 for the past 22 months. But why kill him? Why assassinate him? Why murder him when he is amongst his colleagues? What about the other 4 that, you know, clearly were not accused of anything? Is that okay to kill the other 4? Another 3 journalists, another assistant? How many more? Are they all collateral damage, or are they all the target because they are all journalists? So there is something particularly psychopathic about the lie and about the crime.
Marwan, before the show, I was talking with some of our correspondents on the ground in Gaza, and they were telling me about how Anas was regarded, how widely and highly regarded he was. Talk to us about what this deliberate killing of Anas means in terms of killing an icon of the ability to relay the voice of the people.
Well, I hope I don't disappoint you by telling you that for me, he was always the baby-faced journalist. For me, he wasn't an icon. He was a hard-working, baby-faced father of 2. I mean, this is a tale of love and death and sacrifice and dread in Gaza. That's what it is. He is part and parcel.
Hey, Farron. Good to see you. Welcome back.
He's part of the fabric of Jabalia, you know.
Yeah. They didn't orphan children, I guess, because they've still got their mum. But yeah, the kids are without a father. And I assume he probably would have been the breadwinner of the family too. So that's, you know, besides, you know, the grief of losing your husband and the father of your children and the kids losing their dad, they're probably also going to be, you know, thrown into poverty as well. You know, hopefully they have a supportive extended family, and yeah, it's just fucked up. It's just fucked up. But I mean, we all know that BB, good old BB, didn't want, you know, the images of what's actually going on getting out. You know, because every time we do see something, it's basically a war crime. It's basically a textbook war crime, like herding people into cattle pens and shooting them when they go to get aid. Like, it's just... You'll call BB by his real name? Milakowski? Yeah, it's Well, look, like, I am Slavic, so I don't like him having a Slavic name, so I'll just call him BB. I'll just call him Benji. I'll call him Benji Poos. A little Benji Poos, who's a big baby who chucks tantrums and murders people because he's a dickhead. Like, he's just a big baby. This big dickhead. But yeah, I don't like that he has a Slavic name. If it makes me feel dirty.
That's where he comes from. The refugee camp of heroes, of those who sacrificed their lives for the past 5 decades, 6 decades. So he's part and parcel of that. And for me, he's always the baby-faced young man. In fact, you know, I mean, I hate to say it, but all of these young people we have working there, they are so professional, so, you know, well-guarded, so articulate. And at the same time, you know, because apparently they're young professionals, they're not good at performing. I don't know if you've noticed that. I mean, especially Anas, right? He's not a performer. He doesn't act, right? He just reports. He just talks. He says to the rest of the world, to the rest of the Arab world, what he saw, what he witnessed, what he lived before he was killed.
What about the timing of this? Is it just a coincidence? Coming after Israel had announced plans to take ground control of Gaza City?
You know, I heard your interview with the High Commissioner, and I was quite taken aback actually by her certainty that he was assassinated ahead of the reoccupation, you know, the redeployment in Gaza. I was really taken aback because I was still trying to, you know, work out the different scenarios of why he would do any such thing. And I would think there's a number of, you know, possible causes for that, or drivers for why he did it. One, it's because he hates the media. He's obsessed with his image and that of Israel, and he hates the media. You know, his corruption charges, his main corruption charges in Israel is over trying to buy the media, but you don't know for that matter. He just threatened to sue the New York Times, right? So he has an issue with the media, right? The New York Times, right? The Zionist mainstream voice of empire in the United States. So he has an issue with that. But he also has an issue with the way Israel is portrayed in the light of the genocide in Gaza. And he heard an earful from his...
Don't call me a cold-blooded murderer in the newspaper when I'm being a cold-blooded murderer. Like, you're lucky that's the only pushback you're getting, dickhead. You're lucky that's the only pushback you're getting. Because if I was a world leader, I would have pressed the button. You know, which is probably why I should never be Prime Minister of Australia, because well, I guess we don't have nukes, so it's probably safe, but yeah. It's yeah, silencing the media is obviously I mean, you can't put the cat back in the bag at this stage anyway. You can't get the cat back in the bag. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. Like, everybody knows what's going on anyway. But obviously, like, you know, Zionists have very big stakes in Hollywood and very big stakes in the American media. So you're always going to see, like, very pro-Israel movies. And, like, you know, Gal Gadot, why is she in movies? She can't act. It's very weird. It's very awkward watching her trying to act. She's like some type of weird Israeli psyop. It's like, it's all very, very strange. It's all, remember is that the zombie movie? I'm going to call it World War Z and not World War Z, because, I don't like to say Z. It's against my religion. It's, it's all just propaganda. Your internet went out for a bit. What did you miss? We're watching an Al Jazeera video about the Al Jazeera journalists that were murdered in Gaza. The Z is for Zionist or something? Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense. Zombie, Zionist, you know, what's the difference at this point? You know, they're all just kind of bloodthirsty for human flesh, so I don't think it makes a difference.
Predecessor Bennett, the Prime Minister who was just recently in the visit to the United States and probably somewhere else, and was telling the Prime Minister on his Facebook page about how dreadful is Israel's reputation out in the world, why it's shunned, why it's isolated.
Ricochet says, we send them $4 billion a year and they take some of that to buy Americans in power. Well, yeah, they give that back to the American politicians in APAC money, right? They're essentially just funneling back in. That's probably the reason why Israel gets so much aid from the US, right? Because the politicians know they're going to get it straight back into their pockets. But yeah, there was that Republican Senator Massey. I can't think of his first name. Massey, and he was saying that he's like the only politician on either side of the aisle. I don't know if you say aisle in America, but you know, on either side of like the Democrat or Republican that didn't take money from APAC, and he didn't have an APAC handler apparently. most Congress people run every vote past their APAC people to essentially see if it's okay with Israel. Hello, Lucy Willow. I am good. How are you? Billions of taxpayers' money turned to blood money? Yeah, essentially. And that's why you see the American government being so pro-Israel. Not to mention that a lot of Americans happen to be dual Israeli citizens, right? And a lot of them are Zionists, and a lot of them are invested for whatever reason, maybe ideological reasons, maybe theological reasons, are invested, you know, in the future of the Israeli state, which obviously is untenable by itself. Without the support of America, it can't stand. All of the countries around it don't want it there. It wouldn't be here without, you know, unfettered support from the West, well, from America, because Australia doesn't support it anymore. Yay, go Australia. How often do I stream? I stream every night except for Wednesday. So I stream 6 nights a week, usually at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, yeah. Australian Eastern Standard Time, that is, not any other country's Eastern Standard Time. My country's Eastern Standard Time. That's when I stream. The Progressive Party says they don't take any money. Well, apparently they do, though. Apparently they do.
Why even in the United States and even among the Republican Party base, Israel is hated, right? So that certainly affected Netanyahu, especially on the eve of his attempt to do yet another mini massacre of Gaza, like he did in Rafah, by reoccupying Gaza apparently in the next days or weeks and so on and so forth. And last but not least, and this is really probably the most important for me, right, is that he's putting the entire media corps, journalists.
Where am I from? I am from Sydney, New South Wales, but I live in Melbourne, New South Wales currently. But I am from, yeah, Sydney, Australia.
Or in Israel and in the region on notice, right? Because he was just telling them how he's going to guarantee their safety, and then he turns around and kills 5 journalists. I mean, there's a message there, right? It's a bit mafiosi, right? He's a mafiosi character, right? I mean, there's a bullying there with a bit of a wink, with a bit of a smug. But
yeah, Catzilla, I reckon we should get world leaders in the octagon. I think Donald Trump is already friends with Dana White, who runs the UFC. So maybe they could set it up and they could all like fight each other. That'll be great. We'll invite Ty to Avasa. He can get them all doing shoeies. It'll be good. What kind of games do I enjoy playing the most? I used to really like Genshin Impact a while ago when it first came out. I guess years ago when it first came out. I used to enjoy that. I used to enjoy like Elder Scroll games, like all of the Elder Scroll games I've really enjoyed. I really enjoyed Elder Scrolls Online. At the moment I'm playing Uma Musume, the horse girl game. I like that. It's cute. What else? What else do I play? You know, whatever I want to. I gotcha, enjoyer. Well, I never spend any money. But yeah, I just like it. It's just fun. It's just fun. But yeah, I think like if I was a big streamer and I was making money and I had people watching, like, you know, enough to make a living, then I would definitely invest some money, you know, back into games. But I'm probably going to start playing horror games on the weekend to go with like my spooky Saturdays and spooky Sundays. So like we can watch some horror videos and then, or like some scary story videos, and then we can play some horror games. That'd be nice. That might be nice. Genshin must be the biggest game amongst women in a long time. Yeah, well, it was really pretty. It was really pretty, and it had lots of nice outfits on the waifus. So I think that's why people liked it. How is my stream going? I think it's okay. You probably should ask the people in chat if they're enjoying it, they're probably the best metric to know. Have I seen Infinity Nikki? Yeah, I have seen Infinity Nikki. I have. Because sometimes I'll like Google an outfit that I want and then I'll see a picture and it's just like an image from Infinity Nikki and it's not a real dress, like a Star Princess dress or something. And I'm like, but I want that to be real because I want to wear it. All right, back to the serious Al Jazeera video.
He ends up killing people, right? And putting everyone else in the neighborhood on notice. So foreign journalists now that were enthusiastic or excited or interested to come and cover Gaza, now they know what the price is for reporting the facts from Gaza. You get assassinated along with your colleagues.
Yep.
All right, Marwan Bishara, as always, good to talk to you. Marwan Bishara, our senior political analyst there.
Don't miss out and get...
But the thing is, the world knows what's going on there anyway. The world knows what's going on there anyway. And Israel will never, their international reputation will never, ever, 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 ever recover. I'm just going to take a really quick break, guys. I'll be back in a few minutes. Boop. And we're back. Yay, did you miss me? I was gone for a long, long time. Ooh. The Reserve Bank of Australia slashed mortgage rates by 25 basis points. Oh no, the cash rate, not mortgage rates. Wait, that's a... No, I'm dumb. Don't worry about me. I don't have a mortgage anyway, so it doesn't matter. Does that mean... I think that means people's mortgages get cheaper, right? I don't know. I don't know how it works. Bad news for renters? Yeah, it probably is bad news for renters. Everything's bad news for renters. If you're not rich enough to own a house, you're pretty much just gonna get... Price houses will probably go back up now then, I would say. The investors might be, you know, eager to get back into the market. It will incentivize asset buying? Yeah, I think it will. I think it will, because I have noticed how house prices where I live have come down a little bit, which is really, really weird because, you know, usually in Australia, everything's just constantly going up at an unattainable level that no one could keep up with, you know, unless you already own multiple properties and you're just using the equity in those to acquire more properties. So it's like essentially impossible for anyone else to get into the market. Oh, that's scary. Private school privilege. Ooh. What's this? Oh no. Rapper Snoop Dogg announced his AFL Grand Final pregame. Well, I don't know if GWS are going to be there, so do I really care? I mean, probably not. I like some bogan pregame entertainment. Like one year Kath and Kim were there. You know, that's pretty epic. I like probably like to see like some Barnesy. They had Jimmy Barnes at the NRL Grand Final between Parramatta and Penrith. That was that was nice. That was a bit of a, you know, a Western Sydney showdown. We do like to see it. Barnesy was fun. Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, you know, it's just music that you hear at the pub, right? It's just music that you hear at the pub. Like, what do you hear at the pub? You hear like some Daryl Braithwaite, horses. You hear some Barnesy. Unfortunately, sometimes you also hear some Farnsy. It's you know, you gotta roll with the punches. All right. The AFL has announced that American rapper Snoop Dogg will headline the pregame entertainment at this year's grand final. The rapper, record producer, and actor has been described by the AFL as a global music icon and one of the most recognizable and influential artists in the world. Yeah, he also does the menu log ads, so you know, I would say that's kind of a fall from grace. His hits include Drop It Like It's Hot, Gin and Juice, and Young, Wild and Free. He joins a list of international artists to feature on Grand Final Day, including Katy Perry, Robbie Williams, The Killers, not too bad. I mean, The Killers don't make me want to put hot pokers in my ears, so I'll give them, you know, I'll give them a pass, but everything else, yeah. It's an absolute honor to be hitting the stage at the AFL Grand Final, the artist said in a statement released by the AFL. It's one of the biggest events on the Aussie calendar. AFL CEO Andrew Dillon said Snoop Dogg would help ensure the Grand Final was a celebration of culture, energy, and entertainment. The AFL Grand Final is the biggest event on the Australian sporting calendar, and this year it just got a whole lot bigger, he said. Snoop Dogg is a pioneer, a performer, and a true entertainer. He played the packed stadiums around the world, but we think 100,000 fans at the MCG must be his most iconic crowd yet. No. Oh, no. It's the mother. Snoop Dogg. Katy Perry, the wannabe astronaut. Oh my god, that was so funny. That was so funny. She did not expect the backlash, and I liked how like all of like the Twitter accounts for like Wendy's and stuff like that were paying her out. That was so funny. She didn't leave the atmosphere. I do feel kind of sorry for her now that Orlando Bloom left her. I do feel kind of bad for her, even though she's like really embarrassing. She makes me cringe. Like she's just a person that's so socially unaware. She doesn't realize that she's making everyone around her cringe. Can you explain AFL to the non-Aussie crowd? Should we watch a video about AFL? It's essentially like a game where I don't even know how to explain it. Was she on drugs? I don't think Katy Perry is necessarily on drugs when she does weird stuff. I think she might be on the spectrum, or she might just, because I know she, I think she got like homeschooled and things like that. I think she just doesn't know how normal people act. I think like it's just like a lack of like socialization or something. I'm not entirely sure, but there's probably a video AFL explained. So this is like considered one of Australia's national games. It stands for Australian Football League, also known as Aussie Rules. Obviously Australia is the only place where it's played. And then the other game that's big here is not rugby union, but rugby league. So rugby union is like the Wallabies. So you'll see them like playing against, you know, South Africa and New Zealand and yada, 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 England, blah, 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 blah. But rugby league is like the working class version of rugby union. It's they used to be similar, but they're not similar anymore because the rules have changed heaps. Yeah, so NRL and AFL are the two major codes, and depending on what state you live in, so I had never watched AFL until I moved to Victoria, because we don't watch AFL in New South Wales. In New South Wales and Queensland, we watch rugby league. But I had to learn about this game when I moved, but Western Sydney is a new AFL team, and I'm from Western Sydney, so I was like, cool, I have a team to barrack for. Root means something else in Australia, so if an American's, it's like, I'm rooting for you, I'm like, ooh, keep it to yourself, mate, because a root is something that you do, you know, in the privacy of your own home, okay? Or, you know, I don't know your life. I don't know what you're doing.
It's unlike any other game in the world.
Oh, that's my team. Not Sydney Swans. I hate Sydney Swans.
AFL or footy.
GWS is my team.
Is chock-a-block full of non-stop action, athleticism, hard hits, and heart-stopping moments.
From the boundary needs to be inch perfect.
This is Australia's game.
Not even kidding. The profession.
I mean, most of the states, but not all of the states, because people in New South Wales and Queensland don't care about this. I cannot overstate. I used to call, where I come from in Western Sydney, we used to call it GayFL growing up, because we think this is so dumb, because we watch rugby league, we watch NRL. Go the Eels, Parramatta Eels. That's my team. That is my team. And yeah, and the other big sporting event that we have in Australia is the NRL, so the National Rugby League. Queensland versus New South Wales. It's called State of Origin, and it's very, 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 very violent. And sometimes people punch each other in the face, and it's amazing. And they get put in the sin bin, and yeah. Speaking of New South Wales, did it snow there? It snows a lot in New South Wales in the winter because there's a mountain range called the Snowy Mountains, and a lot of places in New South Wales that have altitude get snow. Even like the Blue Mountains, which is right next door to Sydney, it gets snow like higher up the mountains. But it's all cliffs and stuff. Like you can't ski in the Blue Mountains, but on the other side of the Blue Mountains, like Oberon and stuff, it's a little bit flatter. But yeah, the Snowy Mountains and the Victorian Alps area are probably where you would go if you wanted snow. It snows in Tassie as well, like the island state that's just down the bottom. It snows there, but yeah. I think it snowed where my parents live, but they live like 12 hours from me, so. Yeah, it's not rugby because rugby is rugby union. It's rugby league, which is just called NRL to differentiate because they're two different games. And Margot Robbie didn't even know that, and that's why she's a poser. That woman is such a poser. It made me mad. Because she pretended that she was watching State of Origin. It's like, no, you're not, your private school girl. Just gonna call her Jamae. That's her nickname. She's Jamae, the private school girl.
Men's League, the AFL, is the most attended domestic sports league in the world per capita. It's made up of 18 teams.
All you need to know is the Giants, the Greater Western Sydney Giants, are the team that you should support. Greater Western Sydney Giants. And you should hate the Sydney Swans. And you should definitely hate Collingwood. Collingwood, definitely you should hate them. And you should definitely hate Richmond. But you can be friends with everybody else. Those are the teams that you can't like. Because I'm telling you, you have to listen. Oh, guess what? You're South African? Ooh. Well, then you know all about rugby union. Yeah, you would know the difference between rugby league and rugby union then. Australia, well, the Wallabies used to be good. The Wallabies used to be good, but now they're shit. Big up North Melbourne. Oh, are you a North Melbourne supporter? Wow. They've probably not had a flag for as long as the Parramatta Eels haven't won anything. You grew up supporting North. Oh, you grew up supporting North as well. Oh, that's cute. You guys can bond over that.
Across the country.
The AFLW is the women's competition, formed in 2017 and growing rapidly ever since.
Righto, let's talk some basics. On game day, two teams play each other on a field shaped like an oval. A starting lineup consists of defenders, midfielders, and forwards.
You gotta be fit to play this sport. Players can move anywhere on the ground and perform any role during.
Why aren't they showing GWS? I don't mind. I like it. I feel seen. I feel heard.
The game. Games are split into 4 quarters, with time added for stoppages in play. And the game starts with players from both teams fighting for possession of the ball.
We are away, and Grundy out the back was able to get it to
The rules in rugby league are very different to the rules in rugby union. But this is a completely different game that was entirely invented in Australia. They're going to go through the rules now. This is AFL that we're looking at now, which is where Snoop Dogg's going to play. But yeah, I was just saying like the 3 footy codes that there are in Australia. There's rugby union, there's rugby that only rich people watch. There's rugby league, which is Queensland and New South Wales watch. And then there's AFL that everyone else watches. It's kind of like, yeah, I don't know. It's just very culturally, I would say it's the main cultural difference between states in Australia, whether they're NRL or AFL, I would say.
The aim is to move the ball down the field and score. This is done in one of 3 ways.
So I would say, as somebody coming from New South Wales, there are no tries in this game, right? How you score points is you either get the ball through the middle, which is a goal, and you get 6, or you miss and you get it through the posts that are on the side, and that's a behind, and that's 1. You get 1 point for having a crack, basically. It's like, well, you tried. You didn't quite make it, mate, but we're proud of you. Have a point. And obviously in rugby league and rugby union, the way you score points is to get a try and convert the try or field goals. But this is all field goals essentially. But then again, they're completely different games in every way. To be honest, they're completely different. But this is my team. This is the Greater Western Sydney Giants, and we're bigger than the rest. There's a big, big sound from the west of the town. Sorry, I have ADHD. I'll stop.
You can't throw the ball, but you can use your fist to punch the ball out of your hands.
Wee!
You can run with the ball, but don't forget to bounce it every 15 metres.
Penny! Oh, he's in a good spot. Penny with a bounce. Here's the moment. Penny with a second bounce.
Boom.
And finally, you can kick the ball. No. Yeah, that's better.
Treloar kicks it beautifully. Look at that ball.
Players try to catch the ball after it's been kicked at least 15 metres. This is called a mark. Fun fact, you can use your opponent as a stepladder and take what's called a specky. Wait, that's legal? After a mark, you can choose to play on, or you can stop and take an unobstructed kick.
To score, the idea is to kick the ball between the two large upright posts.
There's the target, and that's right on.
That's a goal. That's 6 points.
By the way, you can also kick goals like this, or even this. No!
Yeah, it just has to go through. It doesn't really matter how it goes through. It just needs to freaking go through.
Hit the post, or put it between the big posts and the outer lower post. How did he miss that? That's worth 1 point. We call that a behind. After a goal is scored, the ball goes back to the centre square and the action starts again.
Streaming through.
Whee!
So, how do you get the ball back from your opponents?
Boo!
You can spoil,
Hate Sydney Swans. They're so
smother, and tackle.
punchable.
Is it true they don't wear pads?
The only Australian sport where you wear pads is cricket. And that's probably just mainly they like wear a box over their male private parts. Because if you get hit, cricket balls are really, really hard. And like bowlers, especially like imagine if Shane Warne like did a spitball freaking, I don't know how fast those are, like 5 billion trillion kilometers per hour straight into your balls. So I think there's a good reason to wear like shin pads and a box if you're playing cricket. But yeah, none of our football codes wear pads because we're not pussies. And yeah. But yeah, I can't think of another sport in Australia where they wear pads except for cricket. And all that's English, right? That's an English sport that like got brought over here. And that's probably why they also wear pads, because British people are pussies. I'm just joking. I'm just joking, England. You're not pussies. I'm just joking. I didn't mean that. Or did I? We'll never know.
Once tackled, your opponent must correctly dispose of the ball. Yeah, nah.
Hockey is shin pads? Oh, yeah, I guess. But I mean like the footy codes. I mean like the, you know, the main footy codes. Like AFL and NRL and rugby union. They, none of those wear pads. Thinking about the blokey sports, you know? The blokey sports.
Not like that. If they don't, and have had prior opportunity to do so,
On the footy!
this is called holding the ball, and you get a free kick. When the final siren sounds, the team with the most points wins. Come on!
Well, that's how most sports work, mate. That's not unique.
A final scoreline can look confusing, but it's actually pretty simple. Start with the goals, these are worth 6, remember? Add your behinds, and that's your total score.
Before we go, let's take a quick look at how the professional seasons work.
In the women's competition, the top teams play off in a knockout final series, culminating in a grand final played at the highest ranking team's home ground.
In the men's league, teams fight it out for 22 home and away games. And after that, the top 8 teams make the finals. One by one, teams get knocked out until 2 remain, ready to face off in the grand final. It's the decider for the biggest prize in footy, the Premiership.
That was my team. That was my team. That was Sheedy. He was the first coach of the Western Sydney Giants. But I think he was in Essendon before that, but I don't know because I didn't watch AFL growing up. I watched NRL like a real man, like a real petite little man with a female body. No, I'm a daddy's girl, so I always used to watch sports with my dad. My dad's like massively into, well, he only watches rugby union now, actually. He only watches rugby union because he rings me and he's like, oh, did you watch the footy? And I'm like, oh yeah, I watched the AFL and the NRL. And he's like, no, I mean the Wallabies. Did you watch the Wallabies get walloped by insert like Springboks and the, you know, the Lions, whoever we're getting our asses kicked by because we suck now. We suck at it. The Wallabies are shit. Like, what is happening to the quality of private school boys in Australia? I ask you that. Get good. Get good, guys.
Cup played at the MCG in front of, hold up, this can't be right, 100,000 fans. You beauty.
What a game of footy.
And that's pretty much it. Your quick guide to Aussie rules football. So this is us. What do you reckon? Because personally, we think it's the best live game going round.
But don't take our word for it. Grab your scarf and come see for yourself. You're gonna love it.
What? Well, there you go. That is AFL, or as we call it in New South Wales and Queensland, GayFL. Because, I don't know, we used to think it was, like, very wimpy, but now that I've actually watched it, I actually really like it. Like, the only thing that I enjoy more than like, top eight AFL is, State of Origin. Obviously, because, like, first of all, in NRL, like, people are playing with, like, gashes in their head and blood dripping out everywhere. And in AFL, they have, like, a blood rule. So if you're bleeding, you have to go off and, like, yada, yada, yada. And also in NRL, especially if it's, like, State of Origin and everyone's, like, all G'd up, like, a lot of the time they'll have punch-ons and they'll just, like, start punching each other. And it's really, really entertaining. And I love that. I love that. Like, back in the, I think it was in the 80s. I don't know. It was before, like, my time. They used to, like, pass around a hat to collect money for the fines because everybody wanted to see the players fight. So they just used to pay the players fights so they could have a punch on. But, yeah, it was pretty good. Ooh, Russell Crowe explains the rules and laws of rugby league 1 year ago. Old Russell, what's old Russell up to? We can learn about rugby league another time, I guess. Not pertinent because Snoop Doggy Dogg is not playing. AFL's pretty cool, but you like stadium super trucks? Oh, I would love to see super trucks. I would love to see super trucks. I think that would be so much fun. I think I would really, really enjoy that. I think I would really enjoy that. But yeah, I like a lot of violence. I like a lot of bloke on bloke violent action. I do enjoy that. I do find it rather good. We need ice hockey. Yeah, I mean, there definitely are more ice rinks around than, like, when I was a kid. My Slavic grandparents used to take me ice skating, but that was really the only time. Actually, that was the only sport I was ever good at was ice skating. It was, I don't know, I guess genetically, because, like, my Slavic ancestors ice skated. I guess maybe, like, I had, like, some type of epigenetic, like, predisposition to being good at ice skating. But, yeah. I don't know how I would go now. I haven't done it in a while. But I did enjoy it. I think we're gonna play... Na. It's the mother flippin'... You can't even sing any Snoop Dogg. It's all gonna be censored. I think someone in the chat said it's gonna be censored. Yeah. Half the set is just going to be bleeped out. Or they might just ask him to, like, you know, say something else. Time for Scrandle. This is where we guess which food is the least disgusting, I guess, essentially. Oh, it's like they do a poll on Twitter and see what percentage of people would eat the food. This is pork, steak, sausage, rice, vegetable, and fried egg, or pølse med lompe in Norway, which looks like a sausage in, like, a flatbread, which, like, why? Yeah, that's what I suspected. Giant Yorkshire pudding wrap, or a bacon roll. The Yorkshire pudding wrap. Double cheeseburger or the Bahama Mama double cheeseburger. meat and potato pie or chicken and halloumi wrap with chips. Yeah, the halloumi wrap. Halloumi's delicious. Yorkshire pud kebab. Yeah, I think it's a Yorkshire pud burrito actually. Because I saw that on like a show when someone went to London. They would train all the food and they tried it and they said it was really good. It was like a flat Yorkshire pud and then they put like, you know, guac and like all the ingredients. Sugar crumble pastry for free or sausage and vegeta. Well, this is free. Free is always the right option. People don't know the difference between kebab and burrito. Well, I would hope they would. They're very, very different things. They're very different things. For one, you can get a pork burrito and you definitely can't get a pork kebab because that's not halal. So, I mean, that's a big difference. Right there. First difference. Salt and pepper chicken and chips or caramel and chocolate churros. I think I'm going to go for this. Oh, I was wrong. Rice, pork crackling, and a fried egg in Brazil or a barbecue hot dog. I don't actually know. I don't actually know because this is in Brazil and this is in Birmingham. Shout out to Birmingham who just recently had a funeral for Ozzy Osbourne, of course, from a band Black Sabbath. I've been watching old episodes of the Osbournes quietly during the day when I'm supposed to be working and just sitting there chuckling to myself. People are like, what is she doing? It's none of your business, Karen. Go back to work. Stop looking at me. Trapiro? Or that hot dog looks like it's a good quality hot dog. No, I was wrong. Korean chicken and chips. I don't even need to know what this is. Korean chicken and chips. What are you talking about? Korean fried chicken. Oh my god. If you are in Australia, I'm going to strongly recommend. Well, I guess we've got Nani's Korean chicken, which is actually from Korea. But there's also like a sit-down restaurant called Gammy's Fried Chicken and Beer. Obviously, it's got fried chicken and beer, but yeah, they're pretty good. They have a lot of other dishes there too, like tteokbokki and kimchi, pancakes, and this is a souvlaki or a pie. We'll go for the souvlaki, which is a Greek kebab. Don't get mad at me, Greeks, but it's a Greek kebab, and it's not as good as a doner kebab. Just saying it. Don't get mad at me. Katsudon or steak pie and gravy. Well, Japanese food is always an good option. If there's a Japanese like option, we're gonna go for this. You have a Supreme Leader near you and it's 10 out of 10 Korean chicken. Oh, Korean chicken is so good. Korean food is just 10 out of 10. It's just so good. It's just so insanely good. Like I just don't even, it has no right being as delicious as it is. Food guesser. Ooh. Deep fried catfish, rice, peanuts, kenker, tamarind, garlic, shallots, red chili, salt, sugar, water, lime, sweet soy sauce, and vegetables. I feel like catfish is like a very like deep South American thing. Like, I mean, like not South America, but like the southern states of America. But then the other ingredients are making me think that it's Southeast Asia. But I guess catfish are closely related to carp, so maybe they have them in Southeast Asia. To make the dish, marinate catfish in a mixture of turmeric, garlic, and salt. Deep fry catfish until crispy. Prepare a spicy... Oh, it's got sambal. If it's got sambal, it has to be Indonesian, right? Or Malaysian. Let's try... Should we try Malaysia or, let's try Malaysia? Okay. Because they both have sambal. It borders Malaysia. Might be Indonesia. Are you okay? Why won't you let me do that? Correct. I wanted to go with Indonesia, so I'm just going to count that as a win for me. Could be Brunei or Singapore. Yeah, they also use sambal. Pasta, rice, tomato, sauce, meat ragu, cheese, eggs, breadcrumbs, butter, onions, garlic, peas, mozzarella, parmesan cheese, eggplant optional, mushrooms optional, bechamel sauce optional, ham optional, sausages optional. This dish is a luxurious baked creation that layers pasta, rice, or potatoes with rich fillings like meat, cheese, vegetables, and savory sauces. Traditionally encased in a dough or pastry, it is assembled meticulously in a deep mold to form a dome shape. Once baked, the feast reveals an intricate and flavorful mosaic of ingredients, perfect for special occasions and gatherings. The ingredients are giving like Italy. I feel like the ingredients are giving Italy. Not, yeah, I think it's giving Italy. I'm gonna try Italy. Italy is correct. Next round. Ooh, I don't know what this is, but it looks like it needs some help. It looks like it's not okay. Ricotta cheese, flour, eggs, sugar, lemon zest, orange, blossom water, vanilla extract, salt. This dish is a delightful dessert made primarily from fresh cheese such as ricotta mixed with sugar, eggs, and a hint of citrus zest for added flavor. The mixture is typically shaped into small round cakes and baked until slightly golden, often resting on a thin base of chestnut leaves. These treats boast a creamy, smooth texture with a subtly sweet and tangy taste. Yeah, this looks feral, honestly. I wouldn't want to put this in my mouth. Like, no offense to whoever's country this is. Ricotta cheese. Ricotta cheese. Where's ricotta? Where's ricotta cheese from? Orange blossom water. There's not really like a lot of regional ingredients to give us like a indication of where it might be. Could it be like Switzerland or somewhere like that? I feel like ricotta might be from around there. I'm not entirely sure though. It could even be like Scandinavian or something. Orange blossom water. See, if it was rose water, I'd go for like India or the Middle East. But it's not. So I feel like... No, I feel like it's gonna be like somewhere like obscure. Could it be Cuban? Do they like ricotta? It could be Cuban. It could quite possibly be Cuban. I don't know. I'm just trying to think out loud. Okay, we've got chestnuts. So it's a country where chestnuts grow because they serve it on chestnut leaves. So they're really big on chestnuts in Korea. They like to collect them as families. They're really big on chestnuts in Central and Eastern Europe. Families like to collect chestnuts together. So I'm going to go for maybe Central Eastern Europe or East Asia. Chestnut and orange blossom water and ricotta. Yeah, that's what we're working with. I don't know. I feel like I want to say Switzerland. I don't know why. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Does anyone know where ricotta is from? Does anyone know where ricotta is from? Because it's served on a chestnut leaf, right? Which means like where it is must have an abundance of chestnuts. I would assume. Otherwise, how would you get? Maybe Georgia or Syria? Yeah, I mean, I just honestly don't know. You don't think it's Turkish? I've never seen anything like this in Turkey. But I mean, it could be obscure. Italy? You reckon it's Italy? Alright, Ricochet, we'll give Chestnut Republic. Let's try Italy. And then if it's Switzerland, it might show that it's, you know, next door. It borders Italy. Borders Italy. Could it be Austrian? Could it be Austrian? Do you reckon it could be Austrian? I'm trying to think. Should I try Switzerland? I've been wanting to try Switzerland. My gut's been telling me Switzerland. Did I spell Switzerland wrong? It's not. It's not bringing anything up. Switzerland. Why won't it let me put Switzerland in? I think I'm spelling it right. Am I not spelling it right? Or it could be Austria. It like literally isn't letting me put anything in. Should I refresh the page? I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to put Switzerland in. I spelt it right. Well, I spelt it right. That's how I spelt it, but it's not Wonder if I need to refresh the page. It doesn't seem to be. Should I refresh the page? Try it. Yeah, I think it's working now. Switzerland. It borders Switzerland. Does Austria border Switzerland? I think it does. No, it doesn't. Okay. Trying to think. It borders Italy and Switzerland. Now I have to really use my noggin. I'm trying to think of a map of Europe in my mind. Everybody's internet is wacky? Yeah. Oh, we have a name. We have a name. Falsulelu. France? It could be France. That seems like it could be French. I thought France was supposed to have good food. Isn't that their like whole thing? See, that was so feral. I was like, that can't be France. They have like really nice desserts. Where's like the creme brulee or like some shit? They're supposed to have good stuff. Why would you have that? Should we play Horse Girls or should we go to bed? Who's tired? Who wants to stay up? Let's take a vote. I have to do my dailies on the Horse Girls anyway. Gotta do my dailies. Gotta get my carrots. It's grinding time? Yeah, I don't even really have any idea what I'm doing. I just like press, click things. How's the rice shower career going? Oh, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I think she was a loser and I had to like do her story or something. I don't know. I think I buggered up both of my horse girls. Okay. I obtained monies. Oh yeah, I'll full screen you. There you go. Career event. Oh, it's the Ura finale. Rest in peace, Grass Wonder. I think I need, what do I need to get? I don't even remember how to do this. Support card. I think that's what I need. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. I forgot how to do it. Maybe it's this one? Vodka? I want vodka. I would love a glass of vodka. Thank you. Do-do-do-do. Oh, I just saw some big horse boobies. Oh, there's another goth girl. Is there another goth girl? Manhattan Cafe seems like she likes the Cure. Does she? Oh, I'm getting all the alcohol ones. She's a shuttle for some reason. I don't really understand. Narita Taishin? Air Cure? I don't know. Oh, this weirdo. Toketio? I don't know how to pronounce. Ines Fujin? Yano Muteki? Oh, she looks like a brat. I enjoy that. Oh, the real horse passed away. She was very chunky. Oh no, not the real horse. Oh, that's so sad. I love horsies. Was that good? I don't know. Do. I think we're gonna go for this girl. Yeah. I already have RSI in my wrist. Is my body okay? No, it's not. Oh, they're running. Yay. I'll level up my cards one day, I'm sure. I probably won't. I need to watch someone else play. This game so I can like understand it properly because I'm just clicking on random things. This cannot go on. Oh no, not this little girl having the spurg again. What's the matter, director? She's always just yelling at this chick. Yeah, we know. Yay, I'm inspired! I can't read out all the dialogue at the moment. My throat is way too sore. Oh, my speed went up. My stamina went up. My power went up. My B mile went up. Okay, sure. Certain victory went up. I mean, that's good. Certain victories are good, I reckon. I have a trainer. She's so kind and a big sister in my book. That's why I decided to become a blue rose. I want to be a wonderful person who brings happiness wherever they go, not a useful girl. Aw, she's so cute. It's almost time for training. A little jogging beforehand can't hurt. Oh, boot. She's a busty lass, this one. Pants. And that's another new record bourbon. They're all named after Grog. Should be YouTube gameplay. Yeah, I can't change it on OBS, unfortunately. I'll have to get the extension for it. And that's another new record bourbon. Looks like the star of the classics this year's already decided. Wow, that was really incredible. Hey, Bourbon, would you mind talking? Alright. Rude. Just because you have big boobs, it doesn't mean you can be mean to people. Incredible. I can't believe so many people came to the track to see her. If I run now, I'll probably just get in the way. Raisha and I begin working towards the Twinkle series. The PP series! I head to our rendezvous location, my heart swelling with anticipation. Oh, that sounds, Are you sure it was your heart that was swelling? I hope so. There's still 5 minutes until our meetup time. As long as she makes it to practice by then. You know what? Let's just... Training. Okay, I think speed and stamina are good for Milady. I'll probably just get to a race and then I'll probably go Betty buys. Train your stamina and guts. Alright, Winja. Have a nap. Go to bed, darling. Yes. There you go. I'll see you, Tango. Thank you for hanging out. You are a bit of a whinger, but you're cute, so I will allow it. Oh, she's got night owl. She needs to go to the infirmary. I know, isn't being a night owl good? It means you can stay up later at night. This horse girl is honestly... This girl is honestly so much like me. Like, I love blue and purple flowers. I was a goth girl. I was a very insecure goth girl with no self-esteem that thought I was bad luck. Like, this character is like, you know, it's similar to me. And that's why I like it. Because narcissism. Like, it's just me. It's me in horse form. Gambate Rasu. Oh, it's race day. It's race day. Let's do it. Let's do it. Race day. Race. Let's go, let's go, let's go! Wah! And then after this, it's bedtime. Because I am buggered. Ooh. Dun 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 dun. Aw, they're so cute. Oh, she's so cute. Yay. Jill Peridot. Resort icon. Imagine being a resort icon. What the heck? What does that even mean? Ich, ni, san, chi. Ooh, there she is. Come on, you can do it. Ooh, good job, good job. Alright, we're doing pretty good. Third, Paris Hilton, is she a resort icon? I guess the Hilton hotels are a resort. I guess she is. Ooh, we're coming second. Next to is rice shower. Ooh. Come on. Alright. We just gotta keep pace and then accelerate at the end. Hopefully she gets her acceleration times. Her magical blue rose time. Oh, come on! You're doing so good! You're doing so good! Oh, she's in first. She's in first. She's just gotta keep pace. She can do it. You can do it, Raisha. I believe in you. Robert Smith from The Cure believes in you. Goth Girl Power. We can do it. We can do it. Run, 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 run! You can do it. You can do it. Go, 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 go! I bet my rent money on this. You better. Come on, accelerate. Accelerate. Yay! Oh, she's so cute. Oh, her song is like kind of like a little bit rock, a little bit baby metal-esque, dare I say. We're gonna watch the concert and then we're gonna go to bed. Yay! Oh, we don't get a concert? Oh. I thought we got a concert. Oh, it's the old song. It's the wrong song. I thought it was the other song. I feel ripped off. I feel ashamed. I have to get later in my career for more songs. I'm sorry, but I already heard this song 50 million times. I'm not interested in that. Thank you very much. I can change it in the jukebox. Yeah, I'm gonna look at that, Ricochet. Well, I'm Renata Bliss, your freestyle dance instructor, and it's time to finish the stream. See you later, guys. See you next time. Bye.